Yay, it's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom, Consul Moon. You already know what you're gonna get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make the information direct and clear, because a lot of y'all can't hear. Yay. Now, I was talking about yesterday, or the day before, whatever have you, trends and fads, okay? I believe the same thing with the alphabet community ties up under that. So I wanted to speak about that. It's very controversial a lot of times to speak about the alphabet community. I'm talking about the LGBTQ and sometimes Y, because it sounds exactly like A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y. So I put that on there Y as Y. That's basically what they say. You can't say anything controversial against them. You can't ask any questions. You can't question what's going on. Now, to me, the alphabet community is an insertion that was made by the Europeans, okay? A dominant push has been pushed, and they backed by political people. It's a very strong front. They let them fly their flags. They paint the whole White House, the LGBTQ community colors, which is the rainbow colors. You never seen this type of backing or financial backing towards a group with such commitment, you know what I mean, by the higher ups. And for me, I believe that the European has inserted and pushed this type of need for dysfunction in the world to slow down the population and the numbers of the non-white people, okay? Now it's starting to sound like it's really racist, but you have to really understand what I'm talking about. The European is considered a minority throughout the world, but they tell us we're the minority, but they really don't understand world numbers. If they really think that African people or people of non-white descent is the minority, then you guys have to go do some research and read again, okay? Non-white people might populate 7 to 10% of the world. Anybody else that's non-white, okay, they're the majority. So for them to insert and back and push this political shit with such a heavy push that they're pushing it with, the alphabet community, and if anybody say anything against it, they get them right away. They got what you call a cancel community, whatever the case may be. That's if you're in the upper echelon type of tax bracket, or you're a millionaire and you're saying something against these people because it's pushed and it's backed by such higher ups, and it's a political push behind that. Like I said, is to stop the mass production of people populating the world that's not non-white. Now, of course, white people are in it, but the people that's really joining and grabbing is Africans. It's for the African community. Because why do they really want that to happen with the African community? Whether it's our rappers, whether it's our entertainers, whether it's our actresses, they all go into entertainment. I'm just breaking it down. They like a strong sense of them in the race because it slows down that African population, okay? Now, the African person, which I'm talking about, it's the black man or the black race. I just call everybody African people because that's what we are. They'll get it and jockey and champion it like it's something of their own. But that's not really, that didn't come from Africa. Right now to this day, it's certain civilizations and certain places of Africa you can go to right now today currently. And if you're LGBTQ or alphabet, part of the alphabet community, it's looked upon as something bad. You know what I mean? As of so many years ago, they would kill you, stone you. They would belittle you. They would put you out there, let everybody know that you was, like your own kind, especially if it was man on man or whatever the case may be. Just the alphabet community in itself. So it's not of an African nature. It's of a European origin, okay? The Greeks and the Romans is where the European find himself at in some civilized manner. And those civilizations was of the LGBTQ, if you understand what I'm saying, the alphabet. A lot of them were gay. A lot of them were transgender people. You will see a nice woman statue, Aphrodite or something with breasts and looking like a woman, but then when you go down there, it's a penis down there, okay? That's very obscure. That's strange. That's alien to the African culture and the African race. So homosexuality is something very new, and they want to push it on the widespread. to cut down the population numbers of the non-white people in the world. So it's not for everybody, and I'm not disrespecting anybody who do it. You got your own community. Go out there, rock out. Do what you do. I'm not trying to slow you down and stop you. But that's another part of faddish and trendish behavior. It's not for everybody. It was never meant for everybody to get along and get into trends, get into fads. It's for people who want to dwell in it, get in it a little bit, whatever the case may be, and get out. Because if the world go paperless, then what will we stop seeing? Paper, okay? You go to the store, it's an example. You go to the store and you spend $1.03, you give them $2. They keep the 97 cents. Because see, the world is starting to go paperless. So I guess paperless means materialist. Because see, they don't have any change anymore. But now let's flip it. What if the world goes alphabet? All LGBTQ, okay? Now that's sexes together, of all sexes, they together. And some foreign sexes that made themselves into another sex. Now what can't they do? They can't reproduce, okay? So after a while, the world will become peopleless. And that's good for these older people that want to push it, because I mean, they 70 and 80 now. If they push it, it takes 20 and 30 and 40 years, 100 years sometimes for the type of projects and type of little tests they want to put out there to take an effect and to take hold. So in 50 and 60 years, if I'm 80, I'm speaking in the case of the president, if he want to kick something off like this, he's 70 and 80 right now, he don't take 40 years and 50 years, 100 years for shit to see progress. I'm not going to see it anyway. So let's speed it up, bump it up. I'm forward. You say anything against it, I'll kick you out. And he even have the African people doing it. He don't have to even open his mouth no more. You say something against the alphabet community, they shut you down for him. You know what I mean? Just like in the slave plantation. They would have a slave master oversee it, but then they just said, fuck it, that slave master can oversee something else. It was a white man. So they put an African in charge of it, another slave, and he was harder on the rules than the slave master. If you said something or did something that had any dissension towards it, or something that, you know, seemed like it was breaking the rules, insubordination, man, he'll go tell the white man. You know what I mean? So just something to think about, okay? It's Lil Kenny Russell, Kanoom, Consul Moon. You already know what you're going to get when you step in the room. You're now dealing with Kanoom. Yeah, yeah.